Hi everybody, how is everybody doing today? I hope you're all having a wonderful day and a healthy, safe, happy and a way busy crafting away. So today I thought I'd come on and do another page on my journal. I have been around on YouTube, but I've been off. I'm doing videos. I made this on the live. This is like a floating page. I haven't actually finished it because I really want to add some lace to it. But I will do that in a separate video because I want to sort of take the idea of ripping a catalogue up and putting it in my book. But anyway, I wanted to share that with you in case you hadn't seen it. And I've also got my paper collection by the side of me, all my little snippets of paper that I want to use, and I've also got my fabric pieces. So today, as you can clearly see, I've got a photograph of my pets. It's not all of them. There's one missing, which every time I go to take a picture of her, she runs away. But there will be a picture of her put in my journal, I promise. So in here, I've sketched out, there it is. I've roughly sketched out some flowers. So I really want to start this by pinning it, which, oh, there it is, but with a bulldog's clip. Now this is only a small clip. I should have large ones on by me. And I'm going to watercolour that. Now I used watercolour paper when I gathered my papers up, building my journal up, because I really wanted to add my watercolours in there somehow and still make it vintage. What I've done here is, not many of you will know their names, but these are my animals. Like I said, there's one animal missing, and that is a cat of Amelia, which I will tell you about Amelia when we come to putting her in the journal. And these are photos. I have 3 cats, Amelia, Marley and Bailey, and then I have, of course, Rosie and Heath. So this is Marley. Now Marley travels everywhere on the back of my chair. You have to see it to believe it. He calls on command, he lies down on command, he sits on command. He's just, I think he thinks he's a dog. But he's basically my best friend in a cat world. He's always cuddling up to me and sometimes even comes into my craft room. And this is Bailey. Now when I was doing the photographs, I was missing half of Bailey's face. So what I did was I did a little mini Bailey down here. Bailey was named after, my nan named him, and he's named after my favourite alcohol drink. I don't drink much, but the one thing I do love is some Baileys, a glass of Baileys. So Bailey and Marley are my 2 boy cats. And like I say, Amelia is missing, but she will find her page. She will find somewhere in my journal. And then we have Heath, who is Chris's guide dog. He's actually retired now, and what that basically means is we have 2 options with him. When any dogs comes up to retirement age when they are guide dogs, they have sort of 2 roads that they can take, and we choose that road. So either that the dog can go back to guide dogs and they find him sort of a retirement home. It's basically it would be another home where he would live the rest of his days out, or we get to keep him and he lives the rest of his days out here. We are keeping Heath. The reason they have the first option is because when a guide dog is retired, you can have an option there and then to have another guide dog, so you're never without a dog to help you. But Chris has decided that for the moment, this may change in the future, but for the moment he thinks it's a little bit unfair to have Heath still in the house and have a new guide dog. Heath, he would work till he's gone basically. He's just got that thing that he would work. Now guide dogs usually retire round about 7 to 8. Now Heath is actually 11. We got given Heath when he was 2. So all these little stories I will break down for you in my journal, and I want to play about with adding photographs in, and I want to play about with making this journal so I'm able to write in it. So this is my sort of an ideas book. So this is why I've only got various different photos in there, because today I want to play about on the watercolor page, but add in a photo to see if I'm able to sort of mix the two. I don't know whether I am going to be able to, but I'm definitely going to try. And of course I'm going to add lace and or I'll add the rest for 9 yards. So the first thing I need is, I'm trying to look, is my brushes to make my watercolor flower. So this flower, I think I'm going to use watercolor pencils. So these are Arteza. Now, this is what I did. Now, I don't know whether I'm obsessive or not, but Arteza, if you've ever seen me pull this out before, you would have known that all the colours were in different sort of levels, and they weren't, in my eyes, they weren't matching, they were next door. So I spent one evening putting the lighter shade all the way to the darker shade, the lighter shade all the way to the darker shade, so I knew I had them everywhere. And again on the bottom, I definitely wanted to try it and see if I could attempt to do it. So I think I'm going to do that flower. I want to do it in sort of like a yellow, but I don't know whether it's going to stand out. So I am going to try to see if I can. If I can't get the yellow, I'm going to try and add a little tint of orange. But if I can't get the yellow, I'll get my paints out instead. So what I'm going to do is grab the essentials, so my colouring pencils that I want to use to colour my flowers in, and grab the colours paint-wise out and see what colours I'm going to do. I want to add yellow because I think it would dye it down. I've added quite a lot of blues and browns so far. And going off what I did on the floating page, there's quite a lot of blues and purples and sort of tints of pink, but I think a yellow flower, see, I sort of want to make it like that. I definitely want to do yellow. I don't know why. I definitely want to do lemon, but I don't know how I'm going to do it. I don't know whether to add, I might do yellow and pink. Now, yeah, that sounds nice. So I'm going to sort of attempt sort of to do it vintagey, to use that as my background, as my sort of starting motor. So I'm going to take out the pencils. I'm going to fast forward this section, and we're going to take it from there. So I will see you in a bit. So what I've done is I've watercoloured, I sketched it out first, but I've watercoloured through it. Now what I want to do is build my page up. So I'm going to take some of these things. I've got some Pritt stick here, and I just wanna, if I can, build my page up. Now I think I might put the cats on this one, or shall I put teeth? Oh, decisions. I kind of like that being there. Yeah, that's kind of nice. And I've got a picture here of some flowers. My thinking is I could use it as a bit of a flip. No, I'm not quite sure on that one. Let me see if I can take some more out of possibly what I want to put on here. I kind of like that there. That's just the title. And all I'm trying to find now is just something to pop that I can use as a sort of like a flip. I think this would work. Yeah, that would really work actually. I kind of like that. And I have just looking at this to see what I've done. Yeah, I think I'll put this one in there. Only because when I go for a walk with Heath, we end up stopping like a million zillion times to pick flowers up off the floor. I think instead of me popping it in there, I think I should pop it here. But I do want to make it, for that to happen, it needs to either have a tuck unless I make right. I'm gonna play about and I'll get back to you once I've sort of got my page set up. I don't know whether to break this page up as in put that there. I'm not sure. That does look nice there. I'm not sure. So I'll get back to you once I've sort of played about with it and I've got my page set up. Okay, so I'm back. I did a little bit of sewing. What I've done is I've sewn the lace to here and I've got a little bit of scrap sewed to there, and then I've also sewn this so it opens. I've just going to pop a little bit of glue so it stays with the folders. I have got a strip that I'm thinking of just putting it there because I think that looks quite nice, and it would tie in with what I've done. I haven't quite finished yet because I do want to get I've got like an old-fashioned writing stamp that I want to get out and to see if I can sort of stamp around it. I'm liking how this page is actually turning out. I love the fact I've got an opening here to write in. So I'm going to go and look for that stamp while that glue dries. I'm thinking of using this for the top. So it sort of looks like that. That's where I'm sort of going with it. I was thinking though of going back into here. I'll show you what I mean now. I'm going back into here and seeing if there's like any words that I could use to pop on the top. I mean, it doesn't have to match really. Roses with the biggest blooms. I quite like that saying. Accessories. Got anything on here? can see, make merry in the garden. Make merry in the garden. Roses with the biggest bloom sounds quite nice. And then an orange. The only reason for that is because I've ordered some words. Usually I type them out myself, but I have actually ordered some words, so I don't necessarily have to use that. I could wait for my words to come, I suppose. Have I got the patience? Have I got the patience to wait? I think I'm going to go and get my stamp that's got the old-fashioned writing on, and then we'll go from there. So I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so I'm back. I have got this Crafty Individuals stamp. I can't even remember the last time I used this, to be honest. And it's sort of like a little postcard made stamp. That's what it looks like. So I need to find like a block now. Where is my... There it is. I got it. Okay. So what I'm thinking is to go at an angle. I'm gonna cover the next page because I don't quite know what I'm gonna do on the next page, whether it's gonna integrate or whatnot. I'm just gonna cover it for now, and then if I want to integrate it, follow it on, then I will. But as I don't know, I'm not gonna push barriers. Now I was gonna do this in brown, but I think if I did that in brown it would overpower what I've done here. So I'm gonna go subtle and I'm gonna go blue. Because I think it would really tie in nice. So I'm just gonna make sure. Well, make sure first that I've got everything I need to get off this stamp. Yeah, it's not wet, so okay. Weathered wood, and because the stamp doesn't stick, I'm going to go at an angle, and I'm going to go straight across my drawing. And that's moved a little bit there. I actually kind of like that, the fact that it's moved. I actually kind of like the fact that it's moved. And I'm just going to use there you go. I just wanted to use some of the old-fashioned writing. I think I need to wash it in Fairy Liquid. That's what I did last time with my stamps. So as you can see, that's going across there. Now I did have a piece of lace. I might have to pause this because I don't know what I've done with my piece of lace, so I will be back. Okay, found my lace. I'm just layering my things on at the minute, nothing's stuck. I want to make sure that I've got this exactly where I want it to go. I sort of want it to look a part of the page, even though it's not. And I kind of like this stamp over there in the flowers. Yeah, I kind of like it because, yeah, I do. I kind of like it. Right. I'm going to pop this down. I'm just going to use a little bit of 3-in-1 to secure it. Okay. There. And then this, I'm using Gather Twigs. just going to ink this up a little bit. I am going to stick this on because the words that I've ordered and the little bits and pieces I've ordered to go with this journal and the other journal I'm making, which you'll see a process of that as well. I might, you know, I don't know how to add them as of yet, so that's what I'm saying. I'm going to pop this down, and then when it comes to actually using them, I don't want to use too many in my ideas book. So I've got that so far. I've got somewhere to write here, and this flips open, so it's kind of a nice page. I'm going to unclip it to see if it ties in with what I've been doing. Yeah, I kind of like that, and that does tie in if I wanted that to go there. That actually looks quite nice next to it. So my next little thing now I want to do is obviously put my lovely animals in. So I'm only going to use one picture. What picture that'll be, I don't know as of yet. Make sure that's stuck. I don't want quite a big picture because I only want to stick it on the inside. We'll see. So I think the picture of the boys is going to be a bit too big, so it's down to these three. And I've printed this on satin snapshots photo paper, but it's in satin, so it doesn't have that glossy look. Now I think I might decide to, I'm thinking to put one of them on the edge, but I don't know which one to put. I think I might put Rosie then. I was going to put Heath, but Rosie kind of looks as if she blends in. So straighten these lines up. Okay, and I will use the boys. It'll go into my paper stash. They will be used, and I'm gonna I want to put on some backing paper. What about this? Yeah, perfect. And I'm just going to glue that. There is something I'm going to add to the photo. I bought something called, I'll show you now what it's called, but it's basically to stop the image of the photo disappearing over time. I have never heard of it before, but you don't really sort of see the effects until you what am I trying to say, until you have your journal for a long period of time. I want it to be on the front, but I don't know where. I kind of like it, but there, look, isn't that cute? And I can just pop a little message on here. I think I'm going to pop it there. So half of this is going to be glued, and then I've got space on the back to write her. Now she is my first photo I've added in any journal. Yes, I've added, like, you know, the, what would you call them, the norm photos of vintage. I've added them, but never an actual photo. So I'm using something called Distress Glaze. It just stops the image, like I say, over time. Fading. That's what it essentially stops it fading. So I have also got a little butterfly, and I've got a little with love stamp here. I kind of like the image of, because it's only a baby stamp. And I'm just going to pop, yeah, I'm going to pop up there, but I want her in kind of, I want the with love in quite a dark ink, because I want to be able to be seen. Oh, got evergreen. I'll do it in evergreen. Yeah, evergreen buff is called. See what it comes out as. Okay. Not quite what I was looking for. So I'm just going to go back over it. I don't know whether this is going to smudge it. So instead of trying to do it like that, I'm going to take my pens, and all I'm going to do is go around it in my pens. I need to dry this ink in a minute because it's quite... There you go. And since the message is sort of faded, actually I was going to put Rosie's name in there, but I'm going to leave the message in there. With love. So I've gone round it instead of using the black ink. I've used it with my thing. It comes up better than it does on camera. So now is the only thing left to do to add to this page that I've created, is to add what I really like about it and what I want to use in my journal that I want to make. So my first thing I want to do So I'm back. So what I've done is I'll probably add more to this. I think I want to add a little tab. Yeah, I think I want to add a little tab. But when I come to doing this page, I might add the tab then. So I've left a little bit spare. So what I've done is I've obviously put Rosie in here. There she is. I love this stamp. And I love how I've set about doing it. And then it flips over and all I've put is, this is my first image I've ever added in my journals. I love the idea of adding pictures and telling stories from. This is Rosie, she is 11, 12 coming up in November 2020. She is my girl and named after Rosie and Jim. I have to add more photos and to tell you all more of my stories. And then I wrote it here, but it didn't actually come through. So it says, love the idea of adding images and telling stories through them. And what I've done in yellow is I've put must buy coloured pens, writing not showing up how I wanted to. So that reminds me, when I come to doing my own, when I come to building my own journal, if I buy coloured pens, and you guys will be able to see the writing a bit better. So that's what I've done on here. I kind of like the different textures, the lace, me adding the lace, and I love these flowers peeking through. So please let me know what you think. I'll let you see Miss Rosie again. That was taken a couple of months back. That is exactly how she looks now. And yeah, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to add more photos and you guys are going to learn a lot more about me. So the photos I haven't added, the boys, Marley and Bailey, and I've got Mr. Heath and Bailey here, is I'm going to get Amelia, because she's not dodging my journal, and yeah, I'm gonna add them in my journal. Why not? It's my journal that I'm making for me, and I think this idea book is going to give me a chance on how to incorporate them into my journal. I will be adding sort of stories you may not have heard me say or mention before, so it's always a nice sort of way to get to know me a little bit more without actually asking me. So yeah, and there's also going to be photos of me and Chris in there. I definitely think that needs to be a must. That has to add in. So I will love and leave you all now. Please let me know what you think of my page. It is looking a bit bare here, but like I say, when it comes to doing this page, I might add a little tag or a little charm here, so it's not going to look as bare as. But that's what it's looking like thin wise. And my floating page, which is here, it could always go next door to it if I wanted to. It's bulking out quite nicely. Like I say, I love the idea of adding the photos. So the photos will be added. I don't know how I'm going to incorporate them as of yet. I kind of like the idea of Rosie just peekering out. But they will be added somewhere along the line. They will definitely be added. So please let me know what you think of my page. I'd love to hear from you via the comments underneath. Any questions about any of the projects I've used, please give me a shout. The pen I used to colour that in, just to let you all know, they were Faber-Castell. I bought them before Christmas. They were on offer on Amazon. And the pen, the actual writing pen, I'm using Micron, and it's the it's 1. They've all got numbers on the top. I'm using number 1, and I've used Weatherwood, which is Distress ink, Evergreen Buff, and Gathered Twigs. And like I say, these are given to me by the lovely Mrs. G. So yeah, she said, can you find a use for them? I was like, yeah, why not? And they come in really handy. So thank you, Mrs. G. You have to let me know where you got them from so I can get some more, because I definitely want to add more photos in. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. As my journal progresses, like I say, you'll get to learn a little bit more about me and the stories behind things. Probably may I not, like I say, may have not mentioned before, but yeah, I'm really looking forward to doing this journal with you. So I will love and leave you all. Have a lovely day wherever you are, and I will speak to you very soon. Take care. Bye for now.